So, next game is this one. Change our game capture to this. Back into the game. And you should hopefully be seeing and hearing. Or not hearing so much, hey. The sound is quite... Oh, that's beautiful. The sound is very Australian. There we go. Now that the music's kicked in, the audio is okay. Yep. And my audio is still okay as well. All right, so guys, I'm just going to change the stream title on Twitch. Unfortunately, I think that means you'll lose the music, but that's all right. Just a moment. Yeah, you're going to lose the music, aren't you? All right. So let's see if it's... have we got it? Oh, that looks about right. There can't be more than one game called Paperbark, right? All right, so we'll update that information. So we should be switched over now to Paperbark. Oops, I need... It's better. Cool. So hopefully the audio balancing is okay again. Hopefully I'm not too loud and neither is the music. This is a game that I wanted to play for a little while, but I thought it was only on iOS, and in fact it was only on iOS until last year, late last year I think, when they put it on Steam as well. So that's pretty exciting that I can show it to you today. It is very Australian, as you can see. It's set in Victoria, actually. So lots of natural settings that will be pretty familiar to me, I think. I'm just gonna move this audio down just a tad, maybe to there. Oh, my picture is not, that's better. That should be centered for you now. Cool, all right. We acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we are meeting. We pay our respects to their elders, past, present, and we usually also say emerging. Paint. How do I paint? Oh, I paint by clicking and dragging. I've played a couple of games that use this mechanic, actually. Oh, this is very pretty. There we go.
From deep in the soil to the tops of the trees, the Australian bush teems with plant and animal life.
Karawong. Hello. You murderous little bastard. I feel like this would be more intuitive in iOS still, but hopefully we can make it work. Come on. Am I just bad at this, or do I need to read the instructions? I really am having trouble getting it to fill in. And that's great. I just clicked outside the window because the mouse isn't locked. Currawongs are excellent birds. Yeah, they're excellent birds, but they also murder everything in their path. So, relative term for excellent. Oh, again with the mouse. Okay, let's this way, this way, this way. Come on. This is, I don't know if it's capturing the mouse at the moment, but it is very frustrating that I'm trying to, do I just have to, oh, okay, it's not clicking, it's, or is it? Am I just doing this by, hang on. If I press escape, will it give me, or tab? Or F1? Oh, come on, game. Throw me a bone here. I can't work out your control scheme and I can't see your pause menu.
Winter rain and warm spring days
Something happened.
encourage growth throughout the bush.
Okay. Excellent at what they do. Yeah, well, I can't deny that. They are very good at killing. For some reason, this screen is easier than previous screens.
But as summer progresses, the land bakes under the relentless sun.
Certainly does. Got some these fairy wrens. They're very cute.
The paperbark tree.
Okay, so we've got collectibles by the look of it. 50 bugs, and I missed everything else. And here's our little guy.
There
So
is a
in this
wombat
game,
who lives under a paperbark tree.
you play as a wombat. What a cutie. Magnificent wren, you reckon? Okay, I'm going to trust you as a person who actually goes out into nature more than myself. Hi. Oh, hi, little one. What am I tapping? Tapping to where to go. All right. Mobile controls not well adapted. So we've now played the tutorial. It's good to know. And we tap where we want to walk to. Got some pretty familiar looking. Okay, so I can still do the sort of waving the mouse around to get things more visible. That's good. You're going to look that up for me, Kai? Thank you. I'm just trying to see, like, to get, no, walk here, walk here, walk here, walk here. I'm trying to see, because I saw something that looked like a bug up here. Is that just a mark on the tree? Well, I can't access it, so we'll just ignore that for the time being. Oh, here's a wren. This is a boy, and this is his lady. Oh, she flew away. Well, that's probably my bad for walking so close to them. Superb fairy wren. I was right. Look at that. Well, right-ish. I knew it was a fairy wren. Is that like animal poop? Is that why there were flies on it? Oh, you know what? That is wombat poops, because wombat poops are shaped like little cubes. Oh no, now that I've walked on the poop, the flies are swarming on me. Oh, here's a bug. Okay, so I click the bug. Cool, and I collect it. And then there's like some wattle and some wildflowers as well. Okay. Yes. There we go. Okay, so it's cicadas, butterflies, flowers, and wattle might have been the last one there. Okay, I get it. I get it now. So yeah, this kind of nature is basically my childhood. I spent a lot more time in nature as a child than I do now. Paperbark trees we did have around when I lived in Victoria. Being shitty little children, of course, we would rip the paperbark off and use it to play with. Am I eating? Yeah, he's so happy. Cool. If anyone watching sees a cicada or a butterfly that I've missed, do let me know. Did I see a butterfly over here? Oh, there's a cicada. I've got to admit, I've never really seen cicadas up close in Australia. I've seen them up close in Japan when I lived there, but they're a bit different. They're humongous for starters. Okay, so here's the boy, and that's his lady friend. 2 boys, maybe. There's the cicada. This is so beautifully illustrated. I can't get over this.
Fallen logs are no match for this hungry wombat.
Oh, get through, little one. You can do it. Come on. Yeah. Let's go this way. This is pretty zen. I would recommend this to someone who's just looking for something calming to play. I can hear some... Oh, hello. I get a sticker for finding the bird. Don't suppose you're going to tell me what that is. Oh well. That's cool. So I guess if it makes that chimey noise, it's one that will give you a sticker. That's pretty cool. Oh, that noise, you know, magpie calls. I can't speak for all Australians, but certainly most people that I speak to hear that and it's just like the calming bush noise. I'm part of the population that doesn't fear the magpie and rather considers it to be the most beautiful bird in the nation. I know some people most definitely do not share that feeling, but I love magpies. Oh no, not more animal poop. Now I'm gonna have flies again. We used to make wombat flaps in fences that nothing else could open because wombats are tanks. Yep. Well, if you don't make a fence, if you don't make a flap for them, do they make their own hole? Is that sort of why you put them in there? Or is it just to, you know, be nice? Party pooper. Does that mean I missed poop or I stepped in poop? I don't know. Yeah, just over. Thank you. Good boy. Is that a butterfly? I feel like I must have missed butterflies at this point. Oh, there's only 5 to collect. But yeah, the sound of magpies is the sound of home to me. I missed it so much when I was living in Japan. They have such a beautiful sound. And cicadas, I suspect this is more countries than just Australia. Certainly Japan has cicadas as well. But cicadas is the sound of summer. I can hear one in my left ear, so let's go find it. Sound design is good. I can tell where things are based on the sound in my ears, so that's really good stuff. Oh, you can dig under. Hello. Hello, Wrens. Oh, hello, what's this? That's my special collectible for this level. Sweet. Native daisy, maybe? Set the wombat flaps in places where they'd already dug through, fill the hole, and install the flap on the trail. Okay. So wombats can still traverse, but foxes and that can't get through. Foxes and dogs and cats. Although it probably wouldn't stop dogs and cats, they jump. Where am I? Oh, butterfly. This reminds me of going exploring in bushy areas when I was little. All the different fallen logs and grasses, flowers, and birds. You'd never get this close to a bird, of course, in reality. Back up the trail. Up. Oh, here's the cicada. I knew you were there. Oh, I see another butterfly. There it is. Nice. So, go back under this way. Did I miss anything? No, that's that whole area. Cool. So, keep going. I feel kind of lucky in that even though I'm a really sort of city-oriented person, I had a lot of exposure to bush stuff and country stuff when I was growing up. So in some ways, I've had the best of both worlds. And I feel really lucky to have had that. Australia has superb scary wren. I just got a Steam achievement called Superb Scary Wren for scaring away all the fairy wrens. Hello, you're a different bird though. But yeah, I feel really privileged to have had both of those experiences.
The wombat does not notice the little fairy wrens, but the fairy wrens definitely notice the wombat.
Oh, he fell. Poor little guy. Roll over, you can get up.
The wetlands.
So did I miss like a billion cicadas? Oh no, okay, so certain things carry through from different chapters.
The wombat will
and
eat
others
when
don't.
it's hungry,
Is that a blue-tongued
regardless
lizard?
of who is in the way.
Yeah, it's a blue tongue. I wonder what this plant is that it's eating. Nice. More superb fairy wrens. Kai, I feel like we were both kind of right with the bird name because you knew it was called something like magnificent and I thought it was called fairy wren. So superb was the word, but still kind of the same thing. Hello, lizard. I did not even notice what I just clicked on to pick it up. There's a cicada. Grasshopper. Okay, so it's basically to protect your fences because the wombats will just, well, basically give zero fucks about them and dig where they want to dig if you don't make allowances for them, I getcha. Yes, I've heard that if you hit a wombat with your car, which first of all is a tragedy, you are very likely to have to make some fairly large replacements to your car because they are seriously stocky little guys. Oh, a spoonbill. Hi, spoonbill.
The spoonbills are not startled by the wandering wombat.
Good boys. I had this book as a kid about all different kinds of shorebirds, and the spoonbill was one of those. I hope the game will tell me what plant this is that the wombat is eating. So I'm looking for 3 more of those hoppers and some kind of red plant. And also cicadas. I haven't seen a cicada for a while, so I feel like I'm probably missing one. Oh, there's a cicada. Oh, hello. I just saw you. I just saw it. There it is. Cars with the bottom of the engine and the gearbox missing because of hitting wombats. That is what I heard, but until you said that, I thought that I must have made it bigger in my mind than I thought, because I thought there's no way that a poor little wombat can rip out the gearbox of a car. But you know, you're the second person to have told me that, so I'm gonna say yes, that totally can happen. Thanks for coming, everyone who's watching, by the way. I just felt like doing some Australian games, supporting some Australian developers on this particular day, which I don't personally celebrate, but even so.
The wombat enjoys a good scratch before moving on.
There are
in
good
search
things
of
about
more
our
food.
country. Creative people are very good. Look at him, he's so happy. Having a scritch. Oh, I finished? I've got to say, that's one thing that I would change about this game if I were the developer. I would make it more obvious when you're about to exit a level so that you can go through and find stuff, other stuff. Hopefully I can go back.
A hot, dry wind ruffles the wombat's fur and whispers a warning to the birds.
As if these 3 birds would all be sitting together. What have we got here? A currawong, not the type we have in Canberra because it's got a very white tail. Is that a kookaburra or other type of kingfisher maybe, or a butcher bird? And I don't know what this is. It looks like some kind of parrot, but I don't know. All right. I can hear currawongs in the soundtrack for this one. Oh, hello, yes. Mine. Gotcha. So look for dragonflies and a blue flower. Hello, Infinity. I hope your head's feeling better. But yeah, this is such a pretty game. It's got a pretty soundtrack. Hello, Currawong. I would recommend this game if you want something just calming and nice to play. A currawong and a kookaburra teaming up to steal food. Oh my god, you know, that wouldn't surprise me in the slightest, actually. Having met both birds, both are devious, both are smart, and they eat similar foods, so yeah, I'd believe it. So I think I have it so that it's not capturing the mouse, so you probably can't tell what I'm doing, but in order to get the scenery to reveal itself, I have to sort of click down and then wiggle the mouse around as though I was using a paintbrush. Your head's feeling a bit better? I'm glad to hear that. Migraines are awful. Oh, come, fine. Thank you. Yes, go through. We're over. I don't care which way you go. Whoa, clicked outside the window. That's better. No, 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 back. I want you to go back. There you go, this way. Go on. I'll just walk through. Yeah, okay, that's fine too. Can I go back across this? Or is it going to lock? Oh, I'm outside the window again. Lock me. Lock me to this side. It's going to lock me to this side? Alright, well, if I missed anything, I'll have to go back. Just walk through that again. Yeah, go sure. Why not? Hello, Karawong. Oh, such a cutie. Such a cutie. I wonder if the footprints are actually telling me the way I'm supposed to go, so I should avoid that way until I've looked around. You can hear thwacking sounds if the kookaburra's found itself a good meal. I have a good kookaburra story. So when I was about... Oh, look, here he is. Yeah, kookaburra. What do we reckon? Hang on, I'll see if I can get a good view of him. See, that doesn't look like a kookaburra to me. The beak looks too big. But then I'm only used to the kookaburras we get in the Canberra region. They might be slightly morphologically different in Victoria. The game's set in Victoria. So... I don't know. It certainly looks... It has the same sort of wedge-shaped head. And it's got similar colours, brown with the blue and then the white head. So it could be a type of kookaburra. But yeah, so I was in Queensland. I was about 12 at the time. And we got a picnic lunch and we were just sitting in a sort of a park on Mount Tamborine eating our meat pies. And... I think there were actually signs up warning about kookaburras, as you do. And we were sitting there eating our meat pies, like we had nothing out. We had nothing sitting on the table that they could come up and grab or anything like that. And in any case, we sort of thought, oh, you know, they'll be too scared to actually literally come up to humans and just grab food straight, you know, like out of our stuff. How wrong we were. So... I can't remember exactly who this happened to, but one of us was holding our pie. It might have been my dad. One of us was holding our pie in our hands, and the kookaburra swoops down and literally steals, like either it was all the pie or just the lid. I can't remember, but it literally stole food out of our hands. Kookaburras do not give a single fuck. Oh, hello. Oh, that's a black cockatoo. Can I have that back, please? I would like yes, yes. Library? There we go. Okay, got to put it down there. Cool. Cool. But yeah, I like kookaburras because they eat snakes. They eat lots of other stuff as well. That might do me a harm. Oh, am I supposed to go through here or like what? I do need that. Kookaburras fear no one. I am inclined to agree.
Smoke and ash tickle the wombat's nose.
Oh no. I didn't know this game was about a bushfire. I don't want... It's a bit too close to home today, God. The ACT is pretty much safe-ish. Well, I mean, can't be safe from bushfires, but we don't have any major ones happening at the moment. Tasmania is not so lucky. Tasmania has some bloody big bushfires happening at the moment. Can I go through here? I want that. Cannot have. Oh well. I think there's a big bushfire in Perth as well, or near Perth, Western Australia. Alright, the plant I'm looking for is down here. It is. Yep, that's Ash.
The wombat watches the birds fly away. It too needs to find somewhere safe from the flames.
Oh, for God's sake. Mouse, please. There we go.
The bushfire.
Okay.
The fire advances hard and fast.
Oh.
The wombat must find shelter.
I feel like this isn't the kind of game where it will let you die, but this gives me a bit of anxiety all the same. So I can't actually, I don't have a lot of ability to see around in this one because of all the smoke. I can't actually, oh, I can do a little bit. I couldn't at the start. Infinity, you were trapped in Port Arthur by a bushfire. That sounds terrifying. And yeah, Kai, I think Australian birds are just kind of extremely smart. Just sort of full stop. Whoa, that noise is very loud. Hang on, I'm gonna have to... Actually, no, it looks like my voice is an okay volume still compared to the music. It's just louder in my ears, so I'll turn that down to my ears. Let me know if my voice is now too soft compared to the music. But my mum always talks about how when she's doing the gardening, the family of magpies that live in our garden or around our garden, that is their territory, how they will follow her around after she's doing gardening so that they can get all the bugs that are in the disturbed soil and stuff too. Or is this... No, it's just the way it looks. Oh.
The wombat cannot see or smell its way through the thick smoke.
You're okay, little one. Get you someplace safe. Is in the way? No, okay. So for this level I think I'm just supposed to follow the footprints. Oh, is this a safe?
As a last hope, the wombat digs.
Safe
The
place?
earth will protect it from the flames.
Oh. Poor little guy. I know fire is a natural part of the Australian sort of environment, but oh, it's scary. It's not like humans are doing anything to make it easier.
The cool change.
Yeah, can we have one of those? I could do with one of those. That would be nice.
Cool raindrops sizzle as they hit the hot ash. It is safe now to leave the burrow.
You know, I've seen some wombats up close before. I can't say that they've ever appeared to be this cute to me. They're a bit more rugged in my experience. A bit more rugged and a bit more belligerent. Maybe I have been dealing with a different species of wombat. Another cicada in my right ear. There it is. What is this other bug that I'm looking for? Oh, little one. You know, it's funny. I know they have the audio cues of the cicada there to help you find it, but I am so used to hearing cicadas at this time of year that my ears are automatically filtering out the sound of cicadas, and I only actually start to hear it once I can already see the cicada. So that's not working quite as well as it probably should be for me. No, I don't want to go that way. I want to go this way. This way. This way. This way. This way. This way. That would probably be my one criticism of this game, is that for a game that is really about exploration and discovery, even in such a small environment, it can be a little bit unclear that you're about to hit a point of no return. But the game's very short, so that's not too much of an issue, really. Right, I can hear a cicada sort of in the left ear again. See, where are you? There it is. There's this other bug that I'm supposed to be able to see, but I have not seen a one. Oh, there it is, there it is, it's a moth. Is it a bogong moth? Okay, cicada in my right ear. There it is. So I know I've missed a bunch of cicadas in the first part of the game. Hopefully it will let me go back and look for them chapter by chapter. But I'll probably do that off stream. I would like to collect all the stuff in this game. Oh, hello.
The
You little
cockatoos sift
bastard.
through the ash for seeds, while the wombat searches for unburnt grasses.
See, like here, I had no idea. Oh, that's not a point of no return? Good, because I want to go back. Oh god, outside the window again. I didn't look around out here. But it doesn't look like... I feel like we should have seen more than just the one moth at this stage, but perhaps I'm just overlooking everything. There's some cockies. Pests that they are, but... Oh my god, look at this. Yeah, this is extremely accurate. The cockies are scaring away other wildlife. That is exactly my experience of sulfur-crested cockatoos. Oh, I am trying to go past. I am trying to go past. Okay, well, there's no going past here. Everything cockatoos. Sulfur-crested thugbirds. Yes, exactly. I don't know if the other species of big cockatoo are similarly rude, horrible, and destructive, but sulfur-crested cockatoos, my god. Oh, there's one. So another story from my childhood. I used to live near Queenscliff in Victoria, and coastal area, and we had self-crested cockatoos. Self-crested cockatoos live just about everywhere in Eastern Australia, right? So we had self-crested cockatoos in the area, and we came home one day after school, and there they were, sitting on our washing line, destroying each and every one of our pegs. They were cracking open the pegs like they would crack open a seed, crack open a kernel to eat the seed inside. And they were just totally destroying the pegs. Just biting them in half, throwing them on the ground, and finding another one to eat. Yellowtail black cockatoos in the mountains throw stuff at cars. Amazing. I am unsurprised, but still a little surprised. Like it matches what I would expect of cockatoos, but it is the first time that I've heard of a cockatoo doing that specifically. Oh, is that all the moths? No, it's only 4 or 5. I've probably missed one somewhere. I wonder how they illustrated this, like...
Eventually,
Digital
the land
watercolour,
will
right?
recover and the plants will regrow. In the meantime, the wombat needs a new home.
Okay. Oh, we must be right on the edge of the bushfire zone. That's very convenient. There we go. Wattle. Now, we've got wattle in flower, but also bushfires. Now, forgive me, But is wattle not a winter flowering plant? Does it not flower in, say, July in most of Eastern Australia? That was my understanding, that it was a winter flowering plant. And yet here it is, in flower at the same time as we're having bushfires. I probably shouldn't look too far into this, right? They used to drop pine cones on your car, Kai. Oh my God. When I lived in Queensland, we had the yellow cockies and they loved pine cones. But they never dropped them on our cars, or not to my knowledge. Maybe we just always kept our car undercover. Oh, here's a fence.
The wombat smells fresh grass just on the other side of the fence.
The wombat shows great restraint in not literally digging the fence up to get to the other side. Infinity, you think they're spring flowering? Yeah. I associate them with the cold. That's pretty. We have so many pretty native flowers, and yet we still fill our gardens with the imported ones. I guess Australian plants are more finicky. You can't just take them from one part of Australia and expect that they'll grow in another without some serious soil conditioning. I mean, the bushfire season is starting earlier and earlier, right? So you could have, if you had an early bushfire, you might have one at the same time as the wattle are in flower. I hear a cicada, but I don't see a cicada. In the left ear again. Oh, there it is. Oh no, I still hear another one. Left ear still. Is that a moth? No, that's just the way the tree looks. Oh, hello. This looks like someone's property. Kai, is this your place? There it is. It's an axe. So beautiful. Australia has such interesting colours compared to other parts of the world, you know, with the white trunked trees with their grey-green leaves, our yellow grass that's just naturally yellow. Browns, greys, reds in the foliage. You wish. Got a fence happening here. Hello, Kookaburra.
The wombat is tired from the long journey.
What do we got? We've got only extreme fire danger. Okay, it's not catastrophic. Now, is this an old fire sign or a new one? Because, I mean, this is the same, but I thought we called code red catastrophic now, or is that the old way of saying it? It used to be called catastrophic and now it's called code red. I don't even remember. Oh, look at this. Got the Hills hoist. Yeah, these types of pegs. This is what those cockatoos were destroying. Oh, how nice is this place? You're gonna try and move in with the people? Cheeky little boy. Oh,
It
oh,
is safe here.
oh, that's so cute.
This is home.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about them showing like a wild animal moving into like an urban, well, it's not really urbanized, but you know, a human-made environment, but that is so cute. CFA uses a different one? Okay. There we go. That was actually shorter than I thought it was, possibly because I kept going into areas that I hadn't I kept going past areas that I hadn't finished yet because I didn't realize where the point of no return was. Paper House Games made this one. And I believe they were supported by Film Australia or Screen Australia, something like that. That's so pretty though. I would recommend this game to anyone who is looking to play something chill, something pretty. Like I said, it's available on iOS and is actually made for iOS, but recently has been made available on Steam as well. How awesome would it be to come home to that? It would be pretty cute, I've got to say, but I feel like that person's garden is like that's the last time they're ever going to see their garden in that good of a condition, because wombats are diggers. They will dig anything. But hopefully once he feels less tired, he will go out and make himself a proper wild wombat home as well. I remember the Australian children's author Jackie French, she, hang on, let me just adjust the volume because my, no, actually, you know what, doesn't matter if my voice is drowned out by the music. The music is nice. Jackie French, the Australian children's author, she, I believe, is also a wildlife carer. I think it's her that I'm thinking of. And she talked about fostering the baby wombats that would, you know, their mums would be hit by cars or whatever, and the wildlife ranger would go out and check the pouch, and there'd be a little baby wombat that they then need to nurse until it's big enough to be a big wombat all by itself. And my understanding is that's kind of what they do. They keep them around and they give them their freedom, and then when they're big enough to go and be wombats all by themselves, they just sort of do that. So long as you don't coddle them. But yeah. I think Australia has a really unique and beautiful native flora and fauna. I have lived overseas. I've lived in Japan, and it is, without a doubt, much more verdant and much more amenable to life in Japan. It's much wetter. But Australian flora and fauna, I mean, this is my home. This is what I grew up with. And it's beautiful. It is adapted to survive our very, very harsh climate. But, you know, it's adapted to survive our very, very harsh climate. And I think that's really special and something that we should protect. Apparently baby wombats like to walk between your feet. Oh, good stuff. I guess maybe they'd do that in real life, like they'd walk underneath their parents, maybe? Or maybe like lots of baby animals, they just, well, baby mammals especially, they just have an extremely poor sense of self-preservation. Yeah, Film Victoria, that's who supported it. I don't know if anyone here actually is listening through headphones. If not, you probably can't hear the ambient sound that we've got happening at the moment. There's just some very distant bird noises. It's very pleasant. It's very calming. That's wind chimes. I like going out and being in nature for controlled periods of time. I went up to Mount Kosciuszko and did that climb for the first time on Tuesday this week, actually. And that was really nice. And we went through Jindabyne. I'd never been through Jindabyne before. Really beautiful place, actually. I did not realize. I wouldn't mind going back up there. Maybe I should go up when it's cold. Check it out. You're working in the morning, Kai. Thanks for coming and checking it out. I really appreciated your knowledge, especially for this game. I'm probably gonna stream a bit of Submerged, but yeah, have great sleep, get all your rest, and I hope everything goes well for you tomorrow at work. Not too much insanity or referred insanity from behavior today. Have a great night. Okay. So again, I'm going to quit.